In this video, we're going to look at a second way of multiplying binomial by binomial. It's called the FOIL method. The work itself is not actually any different. We're going to be multiplying. We're going to be using a distributive type property, or we are going to be using the distributive property, and it's going to be the same math as the box method. It's a matter of how it's organized. Okay, so you're going to take your notes in your booklet on page 9. And let's start by just talking about what the FOIL acronym means. What it is first, outer, inner, and last. So FOIL. Now each of those tells you which terms to multiply. And I should make a point here. Our box method works even if it's not binomial times binomial. The FOIL method really only works binomial times binomial, but it could be extended using your distributive property if you would like. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at each one. First, you're going to multiply the first term in each binomial. Outer, you're going to multiply the outer terms. We're going to talk about these, looking at some examples momentarily. Inner, you're going to multiply the inner terms, the ones on the inside. And last, you're going to multiply the last terms of each binomial. So again, it's first, outer, inner, last. Multiply the first term in each binomial, multiply the outside terms, the inside terms, and then the last terms. Okay, now I'm also going to go through, and as we do this, talk about how it really is just the distributive property used twice. Ready? So first terms means the first term in each binomial. So in example 1, that would be x and 4x. So x times 4x is 4x squared. Okay. The outer terms would be the ones on the outside. So in this case, it would be the x and the -5, so -5x. Then the inner, it's the ones on the inside. -3 times 4x is -12x. And then the last, -3 times -5, which is a +15. Combining our like terms, usually going to be the O and the I, the outer and the inner, the two middle ones. And we are going to get 4x squared minus 17x plus 15. Now, if you'll recall from our last video, from our box method, that's actually the exact same problem, and we got the exact same answer. So here, this is my F, this is my O, outer, this is my inner, this is my last. So again, my work is exactly the same. I'm just organizing it slightly different. Okay? All right, let's go ahead. And actually, before we move to example 2, I want to make sure you realize that this really is just the distributive method, or the distributive property rather, used several times. So let me get an arrow here. So ready? Here we go. So here, this and this are us distributing the x. I distributed the x to the 4x minus 5. Here and here is the distributing of the -3. So all I did was distribute twice. I distributed the x, distributed the -3. And that gave me my final answer. Okay? All right, let's go to example 2 using the FOIL method. We're going to use the FOIL method on all of these. And then after that, I don't care whether you use the FOIL method or use the box method. Doesn't matter to me at all. Okay, so ready? First, x times x is x squared. Outer, x times -2 is -2x. Inner, x times 3, or 3 times x is 3x. And last, 3 times -2 is -6. Notice I don't put plus a -6, I just put -6. Plus a -6 wouldn't be wrong, it's just busy. Okay, combining my like terms, my o and my I here. Here's my x squared. Negative 2 plus 3, signs are different, so I subtract and keep the sign of the larger. And then minus 6. So once again, I want us to realize here that we really are just distributing twice. The F and the O, the first and the outer, is distributing the X, and then the I and the L, the inner and the last, is distributing the 3. So we're really just using the distributive property twice. Okay, let's do 2 more examples here. And then the other 2 we will finish in class together. All right, so taking a look, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble here, at example 3. Ready? I'm going to go through kind of quick because I think we have it at this point. We're going to do first 4x times 2x. 4 times 2 is 8. X times x is x squared. 4x times 5. So plus 20x. 4 times 5 is 20. Inner. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. And last, negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Combining my O and my I. So here we have first, outer, inner, last. My O and my I are like terms, so I can combine those. I get 8x squared. 20 minus 2 is 18, so plus 18x. And then minus 5. Okay, let's do one more. So here we go. We have first, 5x times x is 5x squared. Outer, 5x times 2 is 10x. Inner, 7 times x is 7x. And last, 7 times 2 is 14. So there's my first, outer, inner, last. Once again, my 2 middle terms are like terms, so I can combine them. 10 plus 7 is 17. And my final answer, after multiplying 5x plus 7 times x plus 2, is 5x squared plus 17x plus 14. I cannot go any further because they are not like terms. Okay, example 5 and example 6 we will do together in class. You do not need to worry about doing them now. Go back and rewind if you need to take a look at any of the examples that we've already done.